What's up, my OCR athletes? Yeah, I called you an athlete. You are. So listen, I know you're ready for your races. They're coming up soon, and there is still plenty of time to start preparing for the upcoming race season. So here's the deal. What I wanted to do today is basically share with you what I feel is the biggest mistake most of us age group athletes are making when it comes to our running program. And the reality is, the first problem is most of you don't have a running program. You are going running a couple of times a week. Some of you might be trying to log as many miles as you can per week. You're getting up real early, some of you. You're really fired up. You're getting out there and you're running and logging these miles. But are you really following a program? Because if you're not following a program, if you're just aimlessly, randomly doing running workouts, you're not training. You're not training. And here's the deal. I just want to share with you, for those of you who don't have a running program and you really want a basic one to get things rolling, here it is. You need to incorporate 3 types of runs per week. You don't need to go for 60 miles a week. You don't need to go for 40 miles a week. I'm going to tell you personally that I don't even run 40 miles a week, yet I routinely finish at the top of my podium for my age group. So we're not at the very top, not yet. That's happening this year, though. But basically, though, your key elements to your run program are going to be an endurance effort once a week, a tempo effort once a week, and a hill repeat once a week. That is the foundational element to any winning running program. If you want to see yourself get faster, if you want to see your improvement grow, if you want to see your endurance improve, if you want to see your aerobic capacity get an upgrade, do that. Make sure you know what your heart rate range is. For those of you who know who Phil Maffetone is, you know basically the way to start is 180 minus your age. That number is going to be your target heart rate. That and a little below for your endurance effort. So it's not about going fast. It's not about going as many miles. It's about time in that heart rate zone. So whatever amount of time you can get in on a particular day, if it's 45 minutes, if it's an hour and 10 minutes, make sure you know that heart rate number, dial it in, and make sure you commit to that for the duration. Even though you're tempted to go faster, you're tempted to run that hill harder, you're tempted to just go for a personal record, don't. Just settle into that heart rate, and even though the pace might be slower than you're used to and might be boring, that's going to start building that aerobic engine. Number 2, the tempo run. This is the important thing, because above that endurance effort, that aerobic heart rate, is what's called the gray zone, the gray area, where essentially nothing is happening. And I got to tell you that most of us spend most of our time in that gray area. We're kind of running hard, but we're not really running hard enough. So once you have your aerobic threshold, you need to start targeting tempo runs, which are basically in that space. So essentially, the simplest way is, if you were to race a 10K, whatever your heart rate would be for that race, that essentially is your tempo zone. So tempo zones are similar to intervals, but you're going to do longer tempos, maybe 8 to 10 to 12 minutes with a little bit of a break, and then maybe 6, 8, 10 minutes with a little bit of a break, and then maybe 4, 6, 8 minutes with a little bit of a break. But you're basically targeting that window, that interval, with a higher heart rate, with a pretty hard, pretty intense effort. So that's going to be the second workout. And then the third one is your hill repeats. And this basically, you don't really need to pay attention to any heart rate data. You just got to run hard. If you're familiar with RPE, a relative perceived effort, you're basically going at about 80-90% of your max capacity. And you're going to basically target a hill that you can run for anywhere from 40 seconds to like a minute and 20 seconds, somewhere in that range. And then just repeat it. Repeat it. Run it hard. Reset on your way down. Don't run too hard down the hill. Use it as a recovery, and then repeat the, 5, 7 times is a good number. You don't need to do it 20 times. You don't need to do it 12 times, but 7's a nice odd number, So target that. So if you integrate that into your run routine, that's the foundation of a run program right there. There's nuances to that you can build on, but at the end of the day, if you start it with that, you're going to make huge improvements in your aerobic engine, and you're going to notice that endurance paying off when it comes to OCR season, which is just around the corner. I know there's snow behind me right now, but hopefully within a week or two, this is going to be all gone, a distant memory, and racing season is on the horizon. Anyway, I'm Matt, your OCR age group dominator. We'll check you out in the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Later.